kind of don't expect you guys to remember a lot of this stuff. So here's a warm-up. It's not on the papers that you've got, but with your group, I can't make it that big, sorry. Can you try and match them up? I'll get some whiteboards passed around. Yeah, so can you rate the numbers 1 through 8, match them with A through H. Board under your butt.
Yeah.
I do not have any markers though. So talk about it, think about it, and then agree on answers to put on the whiteboard. Put the numbers 1 through 8 on the whiteboard, and then what letter you think it goes to.
Yeah, that's correct. And then 3.
So I saw a few answers. A couple groups say this is, whoops.
Wait, but yeah.
So the one group close that I can see, there's different answers. Think you go written on your whiteboard, which means you change that.
Yeah, G or C? G. Okay.
Just because I've got both up there. So Dylan, do you guys have any answers? Nate? Do you guys have for? So I didn't see anyone that disagreed for number 1. So as a reminder, those coefficients up front come in as exponents. We got to do that first. And then addition across logs is what inside? Multiply. And that does look like F. All right. Subtraction, ooh, let's do the addition first. Beckham, how does that combine? Addition across is what operation inside? Multiplication, yeah. And Charles, subtraction across
Division.
is fraction, division. And that one looks like E. So you guys got the first two right. For the most part, that's what I saw on the whiteboards. Okay, there was some disagreement on this one. Bailey, these are all adds. What does that mean?
That means you're multiplying.
They're all multiplies inside, so it's natural log of what times what times what?
ln to the second.
It's not ln to the something, but natural log of 2 times 3. So 2 times 3 is 6. And how do I manage this and the y? Do what?
Square root.
So Boas says that half out front comes in as an exponent, and he says y to the half is square root. So that one looks like D. Okay? This tiny one down here. Arden, any suggestion on how we smoosh those guys together? Got to bring the coefficient in first, so that's going to be 2 to the third.
18.
8. And then subtraction across logs, Charles said, is division. So 8 over x looks like G. Jonathan, whoa, this is a mess. Am I gonna have top and a bottom?
Yeah, 2x divided by 3y.
The things being added are on the top of the fraction. The things being subtracted are on the bottom of the fraction. So B. I agree. 6. They're all adds. So Allie, what does this become?
6x.
2 times 3 times x, which is 6x, which I agree is A. Joaquin, subtracting a group. Does that mean this 3 is on the bottom and the y stuff is on the top? Or are they both on the bottom or are they both up top? What do we do?
The 3, you would move the 3.
On the bottom or the top?
Bottom. So it would be, and then you would square root it.
Square root the y?
Yeah,
And is that on the top or the bottom?
bottom.
Because I am subtracting the group. The whole group goes on the bottom. Then the last one, adding the first 2, that's multiply, then the divide by x gives us z. Okay. That's your fast reminder of all things logs. To talk to you about the calendar coming up. Okay. This is today. You have a quiz on Friday on what we're learning this week, okay? Next week, we're doing all this stuff with applications. Like, oh, you invested this much money and you're getting this interest rate. In 5 years, how much money are you gonna have? Or you want to have this much money in 5 years, what interest rate do you need to get so that you can afford that, I don't know, whatever. So you can afford to go to the Super Bowl or something. So, quiz Friday, exit card on Thursday next week, and then a test on all things logs on the 18th. And then it's uncomfortable. Then we have 3 days where we have to start a new topic. However, you have a district assessment in here. And the district assessment is on all things from the beginning with piecewise functions and all, through logs. then it stops there. But we need to do the new unit because we can't just give up 3 or 4 days. So, it's gonna be uncomfortable because we're not allowed to give you the test until the earliest, being the 5th, which I think is rude, right? Like coming back after 2 weeks off for winter break, that'd be totally rude, right? Is Wednesday reasonable to have the district assessment that's on all of the stuff from the past, including logs? So I'm thinking Wednesday. I'll get a review sheet together for you to look at over break, which some of you will, some of you won't. We'll go over it Monday and Tuesday. Test, which is 10% of your grade, that Wednesday. No, like we can't, like, because we're already moving on. We've got to start trig, which is the next unit, and I'm already stalling and backing up. So we can't take more days to just not move forward. So these 3 days, well, Monday and Tuesday are just review of what we're doing now, and we're gonna be working on logs for the next, like I said, 2.5 weeks. And then you have all this winter break to forget everything. I'll give you a review sheet. I'll look for Delta Math stuff that's as close as possible to what we're needing you to do. Delta Math doesn't always align though, but I will get that stuff out there as much as possible so you get feedback, those of you who have time to do things over winter break. So anyway, that's just a warning of the timeline that's coming up, all right? It's a little bit in flux. I'm open to some conversation. If you guys have like big issues with some of those dates, let me know. Okay, this, everybody should have gotten a worksheet when you came in. You need a calculator or a Chromebook. Because some of these are decimal kinds of answers. Okay, so just to talk to you about the strategy for these kinds of questions, should you see them on the midterm or your quiz or your test in here. How do I solve for exponent? How do we get the exponent out of that position? Yeah, Kevin?
You do the, you do a 3 question mark and move E to the right. So it's a 17 to be in like,
Close. I need to convert it. Leah? So I need to convert from exponential to base, or sorry, yeah, exponential to log. So on the calculator, my calculator doesn't do log base 3 of 17. We learned something the 2 days before break, which some of you weren't here for. So on my calculator, if you notice here, I have an ln button and a log button. I don't have log base 3. Does anybody remember the change of base thing that we learned 2 days before break? Resounding silent, yeah.
Isn't it like, wait, I forgot, sorry.
Okay,
Log base x equals log ax divided by log a.
okay. So in this case, base goes in the basement. I can do log base 10 of 17 over log base 10 of 3. The way I'm going to type it in on the calculator, I'm going to do what I didn't say. I'm going to say natural log of 17 divided by, and got to close the parentheses, natural log of 3. Oops, I didn't hit divide. I'm going to back up, insert, divide. And I get 2.5789. But what I have written on the board is log 17 divided by log 3. I get exactly the same answer. That's not an accident. This is how change of base works. Answer to the nearest 10 thousandths. How many decimals is that? How many?
Oh, 10,000.
So what would my answer be? 2.5? Which one?
The last one.
The last one?
That's 3 then.
Tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Okay, but it says round. Am I supposed to change that last number up to a 9, or do I leave it alone?
No.
Change it, you round it up. So properly rounded, 2.579 is what like SATs would ask you. If any of you are moving on to calculus, they let you correctly round it, which is this, or truncate, which just means cut it off. So just a heads up for that. But can you guys do the change of base, and with whichever technology you're using, find the decimals for the next 4 answers? Sorry, 3. And as a group, put them on the whiteboard. So these are quick, you guys should have answers. Except for those of you who are checking other things, which I can see. Yes, thank you.
1.77.
So they shouldn't have taken long. Write them down on the whiteboard. I want to see, what did you get? Like what decimals?
Does it matter how many?
Yeah.
She said 3, but I don't know if that's what.
Yeah, 1.57.
This is 3, right? Minus the
Yeah. You guys get one.
Round up to 3.
Dylan, gonna catch?
10,000? I thought that was just 1,000.
Yeah, but it's kind of, I don't know.
And I write all of mine with ln because it's one less letter and it's what we use in science and calculus and stuff. So I see 2.579, I see 1.023.
No, that's
That's
for the first one.
Oh, sorry. So you guys have
1.03.
1.032. You guys have 1.032, 1.032. Okay. Does anyone not have 1.032? Cool. Alicia, what do you guys have for the third one? 1.771. And seeing things, people agree. And then this one, I saw 1.517. Do we agree? So you're all okay with using some kind of technology to do this? Charles, it kind of looks like you're not doing the math anymore. Okay. Can you try the next two problems on the bottom part of the page? This one you need to do some algebra first to get the thing with the exponent alone, and then do your change of base. So for example, this one, we need to divide by 5 first. 26 isn't nicely divisible by 5, so I'm going to leave it like that. What do I do from here? Tim, what would you do from here?
Do both sides to the 1 over x.
I need to change from exponential to log. Gross. Ella, how do I change the left side to something I can actually type in on the calculator? It's change of base with ugly numbers, that's all.
Wait, what do you mean, like divide it, like log, like 26 over 5 over log 18?
Yep. And then the last thing would be to divide by a 6. So go through the typing and figuring it out. What do you end up with? So, what'd you guys get?
0.0954.
0.095? 3 decimals? I agree. Okay, so try the others.
It's just numbers without top.
And if you finish the 4 problems on the front, turn the sheet over and feel free to continue, rather than go on a computer game.
For this one,
Mhm.
it's E, so that it's ln.
It just is ln, so it's ln of 10 equals x minus 1. You didn't have to do the, because natural log of e is 1.
Okay.
get negative numbers? Yep. Can we do log of a negative number? No. But log equations, remember, they look like this. Can we get y values that are negative? Yeah, we can get them all. But I can't put in log of like -3, that's not allowed. What do you think? Can you steal and put your numbers out? So let's see, do we agree with the answers? Not exactly willingly offered by someone. 3.303. Negative 8.017, which looks just like the one that someone else that asked, can we get negative numbers? You getting those? And you're good with the blue there? Anyone not get these numbers or want to see more math to how they got there? Yes?
Can you do 10?
Okay, so first thing with all of these, get the irritating thing with the exponent by itself. Like in algebra, always we gotta isolate the thing with the variable. This one, I had to divide by 5 first, peel that off. This one, I had to add the 5 to the other side. Okay, so now once here, I could do, it's log base e of 10 equals x minus 1. Well, log base e has a special name, which is natural log. So that's why right here, natural log, I have that button on my calculator. So I can just do ln. And then, okay, I wanted x. How do I get rid of the -1? I add 1. So just typing in on the calculator, make sure to close the parentheses. So if you didn't get that number, it could be the parentheses. Yeah.
For 12, would you accept 9.7?
Okay, all right. If it comes out exact, which I didn't look at it, if it comes out exact, 9.7 is probably fine, like 2.5. It was 2.5, okay, 2.5. But if they say round to 3 decimals, for example, the AP exam, if you said 9.7, they would not give you the point. So just trying to prepare you guys for the standardized tests that come after this. I would not mark off on the test, but those guys might. Okay. All right, so no other issues on these? Bailey, you good, or?
I don't have a question.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're like adding that extra part, so we're adding that to put it like this one.
So when solving here, subtract the 3 first to get the thing with the exponent alone. Then change a base, I get this yucky number stuff equals n plus 10. I didn't want n plus 10, I wanted n. So whatever it is, I needed to subtract 10 from both sides to figure out what 10 itself was.
Oh,
So it's just algebra.
Okay, so we put the, when we divide
When you do this,
we add these.
you then do the rest of the algebra. This one, I had to subtract 10 from both sides. This one, I had to add 8 to both sides. Whatever, so keep your work clear so that you know, oh, wait, this was the n minus 8. I didn't want n minus 8, I wanted to know what n was. So I needed to add 8 to both sides. Okay. All right. Now we're in other territory. So I call these kinds of problems floating X problems. The strategy specifically is different for all of them. So Dylan, looking at this first one, what would you do? I need to get X all by itself. It's on the sheet in front of you as well if you can't see it from here. Log base 2 of X equals 4. How do I get X out of log?
2 to the power of 4 equals x.
So convert from logarithmic to exponential. And Arden, do we know how to find 2 to the 4?
Yeah.
So we do 2 times itself how many times? 4 times. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, Jasper, is 16. Okay, so that one was pretty easy. Okay, number 2. There's an easy way and there's a hard way. And it's hard to see which one's best. Suggestions? What do you guys see? Yeah.
Bring the 3 to the x.
Okay. So one option is to do that. The other option is to do that. Okay. So different choices. Now if I do the left side that Jonathan suggested, I'm going to do Dylan's thing. He for this problem said it's 2 to the 4 equals the stuff inside. And then this one, 2 to the 4/3 equals x. How do I undo to the 3rd? Lucia, how do I undo to the raising to the 3? Cube root. So I need to undo to the 3, so I need to do the power to the 3rd. Jim Gideon, how do I raise a power to a power?
Oh, multiply.
Multiply, so what's 4 times 1/3? 4 over 3? I got the same answer both ways, and some of you are actually going to type in and get a decimal. I would prefer this answer. This is exact, you don't have to round anything. 2 to the 4/3, it's not a nice number. Yeah.
So could you do like 2 to the 4th and then just have 16 to the 1/3?
Okay. That is also correct. And you guys are creative little buggers. You'll write the right answer in a whole bunch of ways. They're all right. Unless I make it multiple choice and force you to find the one that I put in, all 3 of those would be correct. Okay. Try the next couple. Solve for x, wherever it might be. So, first thing, what do you think the first thing is to do? Well, I would probably simplify logs together. How do we distinguish these? Addition across is what operation inside. Do that first. That's what I did. X times 2, right? But the ln stays there, so it's ln on the outside. And if we want to say we have a parentheses for it, equals 1. Okay. Now, how do I get a variable outside of the box? I need to convert or something like we do. Well, it is, sorry, it is log, so yes, I need an explanation. How do we do that?
You make the base
So base to the power, what is the base on an ln? So it's e to the
3.
e to the 3 equals 2x. Here you go, that one, it's not finished. You gotta get x out of it.
Yeah. I wanted to borrow your
So you make the base.
So I want to solve for x. How do we get 3 equals 2x?
Okay, and
How
then
do I do that? So, this is good. guys don't treat. So it was natural log of 2x, it's not, I would leave it as natural log of 2x. We now need to go from log to exponential. So it's big, switch the base and this is an 8 to that equals the arc.
Did you just do math for this? Or did you just like type it in?
Yeah, exactly, that's it, it's gross. Now, just, okay, you guys are not liking how 3 comes out, you're like, but it's not a nice number. And, you know, the world happens, they are often not nice numbers. So you guys, a lot of you did this, addition across is multiplication inside, and then some people got stuck there. To get variables out of log, we need to go from log to exponential. Samara, what's the base on natural log? E. Yep. So I'm going to do E, that's the base, to the power, equals 2x. And some of you were like, well, you said solve for x, so I'll divide by 2. So x equals that? Uh-huh. E cubed over 2. Over, done, period, stop. You could type it in on a calculator and get gross decimals. I prefer exact answers where you don't have to ask me, how do you want this rounded? Stop there. Natalie, how are we going to do number 4?
I made it
2x equals 8, okay? There are choices from here. Suggestions? How do I get x out of there? Cube root? So do I do 2x times itself 3 times, or do I do to the 1/3 power? Either one is fine. To the 1/3 is faster. Charles, what is 8 to the 1/3? What times itself 3 times is 8? 2. And Jean Gideon said a moment ago, raising a power to a power is multiplying. So 3 times 1/3 is what? 1. So over here, the reason that Naomi chose to do to the 1/3 power is it makes it to the first. So I have 2x equals 2. So what is x?
1.
X is 1. In this case, finally, we get a nice answer. And then it's e cubed over 2 business. Okay. So each of these had a different wrinkle to it. Nate, that's number 5. I have log, log, log. Can I just divide by log and get 2x plus 4 equals 10 minus 6? The answer to that is no. So what are we going to do? What's the strategy? The logs do not cancel. However, subtraction across log is division inside. All right, hang on, guys. The bell did not ring. I know it's close. But right now I have log of this equals log of that. What do you know about this and that? They have to be equal, so you can take those things out and then do the arithmetic. Homework tonight is on delta math. It would be great if you finish the worksheet as well, but the homework is delta math that I will be checking.